I just want to apologize for using a TTS device. My videos get comments turned off and ad restricted whenever I use my real voice. Common YouTube W. Am I not wrong? When you think of disturbing albums, what may come to your mind? Probably add from the top of your head Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures, then Black Star, then Kid A, The Cure's P-Graphy, the first Tyler the Creator album, any Dead Clips album, any Swans album, oh, and The Wall. These all can be put under the umbrella term of disturbing, eerie, unsettling music compilations. And the fact that these albums are some of the commercially successful ones I could give you. There is always more under the surface. This got me thinking why the country of India doesn't have any albums of this sort, let alone commercially successful kooky music. Never mind the fact that the vocal majority still listens to washed out soulless Bollywood pop through reels and TikTok. Oh. I have given description timestamps in case some three-legged red snapper shows up in the comments section going this video is too boring, but trust me, this video is more than just the albums. You guys need to realize some of these albums can't even be called disturbing in comparison to Western albums I mentioned, due to the backpedaling of general art but also the need to copy foreign trends. How did those two ideas ever coexist? I am in awe.
Honorable mention here, I really wanted to put Willow Scarlet Sepia on this list. But neither is it an album nor has it been released, just wanted to shout him out. Also please make this Indian band Orange Street popular again. Many southeastern Indians are already aware of them. Very cool but not disturbing though. Black Friday, Indian Ocean. The conventional rock instruments mixed with sitar and tabla makes this almost completely instrumental album by the Delhi band. I say almost because of the two tracks Bandi and Badshah in Jail having the most standout vocals with adversifying lyrics. This album was used in a movie with the same title. The most disturbing thing about this album is the instrumentation. I guess it's just a recollection of disturbing events. Even though it fits the haunting and somewhat higher part of the term disturbing. Gift. Album for a movie with the same name, most songs provided to us by Amit Trivedi. This album has Indian instruments. It's not full-on disturbing, but it is dark and haunting at points. Most of the tracks remind me of the American genre-fusing band Portishead. So I guess the album is just as dramatic as Portishead's earlier works. Disturbing Facts by Srikantha. I remember listening to this album some time ago, but now that I look for it, it's just not there on Hopefully I'm Wrong. This album does try to be quote-unquote artistic by putting white noises of sitar and other industrial noise briefly. Again, not too disturbing, it just has eerie and a little bit unsettling instrumental. That is in it, the whole album is instrumental, there are no lyrics or vocals to be provided. The most unsettling track being Proved by Ravaged Fields. No Wall, Too High, Thermal and a Quarter. Discussion of war, adversity and somewhat poignant disappointment are displayed in this album. In a progressive psychedelia rock with synth and horns as well that was delivered by Bruce Mani on guitar and vocals. Reminding me of Pink Floyd, but I felt like saying that is a bit of a stretch. This is like Black Friday, not quite disturbing, it has moments of anger. But I think it gets itself to see adversity with the eyes of a victim better than Black Friday. It's just a recollection of disturbing events. Personal favorite. Socket from the movie. Most of the music work done by Karan Tehbat. This album sets a moody and atmospheric tone and gives feeling of loss with Aditi Yai's vocals. While mostly hopeless and haunting sounding, this may disturb the comfortable music listener. That's the point after all, but this album is sonically comforting and chill in comparison to what I mentioned earlier. It has made a name for itself in the Indian goth scene online. Fossil Volume 2 by the band Fossil. This album gets jazzy at some points but usually stays rock throughout. The lyrics roughly talk about failed love in depressingly pensive fashion. There is a lot of references to what I assume are Bengali common terms think I had to manually translate. This album has the most quote-unquote disturbing leaning lyrics out of all. Man by Bhyank Mount. This album could be considered as disturbing or at least unsettling by the average listener. After all, it's the most tellingly disturbing one on this list and compares with some works of the band Korn. I am not at all a heavier modern metal superfan and am not trying to offend anyone by giving my 2 cents. The tone is set in stone by the incredibly fast and visceral instrumentation. And the fact that every word on the album is screamed. The lyrics giving us themes of revenge and masochism like regular heavy metal would. I chose this album because of the breaks of electronica and aural sounds at some tracks. If you think I forgot some things, please put them down below.
Our audience isn't ready for disturbing music. Full stop. There are a lot of disturbing, scary, etc. music in the West because they had, or maybe still have the audience for it. I know the outsider market has soulless planned pop songs too. However, at least वहाँ के obscure bands still ऐसे albums बनाते हैं क्योंकि still there is a demand. वैसा ही unapologetic nature and intricate music structure हमें नहीं समझ में आता. Albums like Unknown Pleasures, The Wall, I Brought You My Bullets, The Star The Crow Looked At Me, and many more mentioned in this iceberg touch on extremes of failed love, depression, war, trauma, loss, isolation जो हमारे देश में quote taboo माने जाते हैं. With distorted raw sludgy instrumental to give you the full idea. जब कुछ media, for example Bollywood movie disturbing eye opening अच्छा बनता है कोई देखता नहीं. Maybe because we don't like thinking, which I'll mention bit later. और जब third class love story बनता है सब लोग आ जाते हैं dislike करके movie को indirect revenue देकर. I am mentioning Bollywood because of some albums on here being used for movie score in the same field. अगर देखोगे बच्चन पांडे जैसी मूवी को ग्रोस कलेक्शन हुआ of 73 crore, या फिर मोहेंजोदारो which missed the point of ancient civilization completely, grossed 590 million rupees, $7.4 million worldwide in its opening weekend. A movie like Matrabhumi only grossed 26,75,000 despite being incredibly painful and eye-opening. When I tried looking for sales of Black Friday shopping के रिजल्ट आ गए. ज़रा पर खर्चा करने से ज़रा इंटेलिजेंस बहा जाती हैं. बाबा रामदेव approved. A lot of music artists are linked to Bollywood, which is why I referenced movies. ना ही ऐसी एल्बम्स बनाने से प्रॉफिट होगा किसी को, ना ही ऑडियंस भाव देगी ऐसी एल्बम बनकर. मे बी कल्चरल सेंसिटिविटी के वजह से लोगों को ग्राफिक म्यूजिक अच्छा नहीं लगता. वेयर आई डोंट हैव एनी से बिकॉज आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट माई सेल्फ. लेकिन कल्चर का एक्सक्यूज यूज कर देते हैं लोग टू जस्टिफाई देयर इनएबिलिटी टू थिंक. People don't want to think or understand here. I'm not saying every Indian is stupid. However, mindless media is still booming and consumed here, which is odd because disturbing used to be cool to end. We all know anything in foreign is copied by Indian media because foreign cool. Usually the non-critical thinkers जो लोग Twitter पे जाकर complain करते हैं 24/7. सेम लोग ये एल्बम सुनकर पैंट गीली करके बाल खींचकर बॉयकॉट कर देंगे. They are kids, children, minors and whoever says they are vocal minority is wrong. इंडिया में 65% के लोग एज 35 के नीचे हैं. That means a lot of people not being able to articulate exist.
Why are you complaining about spooky albums not going hit in India? If they don't do well commercially here, they must be going viral elsewhere.
They're not because of the constant burial of this kind of music, especially South Indian scary music. I apologize for the lack of South in this video, please forgive me. Eliminates the demographic for this album. The foreign radio, TV and other broadcast stations oversee this appeal and instead see the sad sell-out commercialized music given by India, and that fits perfectly with their standardized pop. Which is also why earlier mentioned artists cannot amass revenue in India due to no proper tour venues. and lack of understanding demographic. So yeah, goodbye, I'm tired.